What's this? A letter for me.
Welcome to another episode of Remember the Great Sports Through the Mail Thursdays. Today I'm going to open 3 envelopes and we're just going to jump right into this and see what we got. Alright, this first one is postmarked from Memphis, Tennessee. And it is returned from former Philadelphia Eagles cornerback, defensive back, John Outlaw. Also played for the Boston Patriots, New England Patriots. On 1, 2, and 3. I want to say I sent a 4th, but I think it was a duplicate of this one. So I guess he decided he wanted to keep the duplicate, which is totally cool. That's why I include them in the envelopes. Outlaw played his college football at Jackson State University. He was selected by the Boston Patriots in the 1968 AFL Draft. He immediately became a contributor to the Patriots. He appeared in 9 games his first season, which is, more than half his first season. In 1970, only appeared in 5 games. So in 1971, he appeared in 14 games, which appears he got the starting role. In 1972, he only appeared in 6 games, and after the 72 season with the Patriots, he was either traded or he signed as a free agent with the Philadelphia Eagles. Well, when he went to the Eagles, he only played in about half their games his first year. However, from there forward, from 1974 to 78, he appeared in almost every game as the starting defensive back for the Eagles. He spent 10 years in the NFL, which is a very respectable amount of time for, a defensive back from that era. He played on some pretty, decent Philadelphia Eagles teams back in the, mid to late 70s. So very happy to get Mr. Outlaw's autograph for the first time in my collection. Thank you very much, Mr. Outlaw. I appreciate that. All right, this next one, and it is from former Houston Oiler, St. Louis Cardinal football, and Denver Bronco quarterback Charley Johnson on 1, 2, 3, and 4. 3 on Broncos cards, 1 on Oilers. Unfortunately, I did not have a Cardinals card to send him. This is all that I had. But Charley Johnson played his college football at New Mexico State University. He is a Texas native. However, there are some unique things about his career that I want to point out. Well, the first thing I want to point out is not to belittle any college football athletes in any way whatsoever, but Mr. Johnson really took advantage of getting his education through football, and he didn't slack off. He studied chemical engineering while he was in college at New Mexico State University. And after his senior year, he got his bachelor's degree in chemical engineering and was drafted by the St. Louis Cardinals, the football Cardinals. Well, even after he was drafted, even during his playing days, the 14 years that he played, he continued to grow his education, receiving his master's degree and his doctorate in chemical engineering. So he definitely was a athlete thinking about his future post-playing career. Meaning, I'm sure he made a heck of a lot more money in chemical engineering than he ever did playing professional football. I'm just going to probably guess that. He grew up in Texas, as I mentioned. His first season with the St. Louis Cardinals, a little rocky, but he was their quarterback to be, and after 2 seasons in the NFL, he actually made the Pro Bowl his 3rd season with the St. Louis Cardinals. He played a total of 9 seasons with the St. Louis Cardinals football team before the Houston Oilers picked him up in the 1970 season. He only appeared in 10 games for the Oilers that year. Then the following year he appeared in 14 more for the Oilers. After the 71 season, that is when the Denver Broncos picked him up, as these cards indicate, and he spent from 72 to 75 quarterbacking the Denver Broncos. So overall, he had 165 games played at quarterback. He started 124 of those during his career, so he was primarily a starter most of his career. And, had a very, good overall career. He just never played on a winner. So that's probably why you don't know Charlie Johnson. Because he played for the St. Louis Cardinals, he played for the Houston Oilers, and he played for the Denver Broncos back when those teams were pretty bad. So I think it's just amazing that he got his doctorate in chemical engineering. After his playing career, he became a professor in chemical engineering at a university in Texas, I believe. And according to his Wikipedia page, he is also in the Texas Sports Hall of Fame. He grew up in Texas as well. So technically his name is Dr. Charles Johnson, and I would have put that on the envelope if I would have known that. So, very neat. All right, so this next one is postmarked from New York. And this is an all-time great, in my opinion. And this is linebacker Maxie Baughan on 1 and 2. And I only had these two of that card. I normally would send a couple more if I had them, but in his case I only had 2. And he was a linebacker for the Los Angeles Rams, as indicated on the card. But more importantly, he was the linebacker for the Philadelphia Eagles previous to that. All right, so Maxie Baughan played his college football at Georgia Tech University. He actually is a college football Hall of Famer. He was drafted in 1960 by the Philadelphia Eagles and immediately became a contributor to their linebacking core on their defense. As a matter of fact, in 1960, he went to his first Pro Bowl, or All-Pro, I should say. He was selected as an All-Pro for the first time in his career. It wasn't called Pro Bowl then. It was called All-Pro as a rookie. Well, from 1960 to 1969, he was either an All-Pro or went to the Pro Bowl, which is amazing. He spent 6 of those years with the Philadelphia Eagles and 5 of those with the Los Angeles Rams. Well, after the 1970 season, he decided that he was going to retire, and from 1972 to 73, he was the defensive coach for his alma mater, Georgia Tech University. Well, he was good friends with George Allen, and George Allen talked him out of retirement, and he came out of retirement and played one last season at 36 years old for the Washington Redskins. Well, after the 74 season, he became a defensive coach with the Baltimore Colts from 1975 to 79. Then, from 1980 to 82, he was a defensive coach, for the Detroit Lions. Well, after the Lions, he decided to take on coaching at the collegiate level again and became the head coach at Cornell University. Yes, the same Cornell that Andy Bernard attended. Sorry about the Office reference there. I couldn't resist myself. The Cornell. And after he coached at Cornell from 83 to 88, he returned back to the NFL coaching for the Minnesota Vikings, then a stint with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, then retired finally in 1998 with the Baltimore Ravens as a linebackers coach. So, in total, he was a consensus All-American at Georgia Tech. He's in the Philadelphia Eagles Hall of Fame, 2-time first-team All-Pro, 9-time Pro Bowl attendee, NFL champion with the 1960 Philadelphia Eagles. This gentleman could very arguably be in Canton's Hall of Fame. And with all of the things that I just said to you, it really surprises me that he's not. He just, unfortunately, played for some Los Angeles Rams teams that weren't that memorable. But being that he was part of the Philadelphia Eagles early on, especially that year that they won in 1960, he's got the ring, so I don't understand what else this guy needs to do to get in the Hall of Fame in Canton. So thank you, Mr. Baughan. I actually want to say that I sent the request to Ithaca, New York, if I'm not mistaken, which is the home of Cornell. So he is now retired in Ithaca, New York. And thank you, Mr. Johnson, who's also an academic. And thank you, Mr. Outlaw, for signing as well. I appreciate adding your guys' autographs to the collection, and I look forward to your comments below. Thanks.